Hi, this is Dan Palomino, and welcome to our very first show of Ask the Colorado Dream House Team. Well, what's the purpose of this show? Well, we're trying to give you really great real estate information about what's happening in your city, your town, your neighborhood. And this information, you don't have to be in Denver, Colorado, where we're at. You could be in Topeka, Kansas, and this information each week can help you. We're going to do this show every Tuesday and Thursday live right here on Facebook at 4 o'clock. And if you'd like to ask a question, you can do it right here on the Facebook platform. You can call us at the phone number over my head, or you can email us at team@Colorado Dream House. And each week we're going to answer your questions. The purpose of the show really is to do two things. We want to give you some market information and updates, as well as answer people's questions about how to navigate what can be sometimes a difficult real estate market. So let's start out with market information. I told recently a group of clients at a gathering that in Denver, Colorado, we're at an all-time shortage of homes to sell. At the end of January, there were only 3,900 homes to sell in all of Metro Denver and the surrounding suburbs. Those are active listings. Now, 3,900 is not a lot of homes for a city of 3 million people. So the city needs listings. We need listings. So if you're thinking about selling, now is the time to do it. We're calling it take the money and run, right? But the question that keeps popping up is, well, Dan, if I sell my home, where am I going to go if there's such a shortage of homes? Well, we've got 3 solutions for you on that. The first solution is we're really, really good at the Colorado Dream House team at finding homes that are off market. You tell us where you want to be. What part of the city do you want to live in? What specific neighborhood or subdivision? And we'll go find someone in that neighborhood that's looking to sell. We'll knock their doors, we'll call the neighborhood, we'll send letters and flyers, but we'll find you a property that may not be on the market. That's option 1. Option 2, new construction. Builders are trying very hard to fill in the gap of the reduced inventory. So new construction might be an option for us. They may have a house ready, they may have not, and we may have to wait. So the question is, if we've got to wait for a new construction home, or we've got to wait for a resale to pop up on the market, what do we do? Well, our team here is really good at finding you temporary housing. Now, I know that term temporary housing isn't making a lot of you excited. But listen, if we get a premium price for your house at the peak of the market, you might sacrifice and be in a little temporary housing, an apartment or a single family home, until we can find you something a little bit better. All right, the next thing I want to talk to you about is the questions that people have written in and asked. So let's go ahead and do that. Question number 1, it says, Dear Colorado Dream House Team, I hear the best time to sell a home in Colorado is the spring. That's coming up quickly. If we're thinking about selling, when do we get started and how do we do that? Well, you're absolutely right about the spring. In fact, the last several years, about 60,000 homes have been sold in Colorado each year. 30,000, about half of all the homes, are sold from mid-March to the beginning of June. That's how important those 3 months in spring are. We're going to sell almost half of the entire year's inventory in those 3 months. So again, if you're thinking about selling, the spring is the time to do it. Now the question is, what do you do next? Well, interview a realtor, right? That's what you want to do. You want to get some opinions about price. You want to get some information about pricing. You want to talk about timing. You want to talk about marketing. Interview a realtor to help you sell your home. Okay, that's step 1. Step 2 is going to be, what do we got to do to get the home in shape and ready to show? And then step 3, launch the home on the MLS, launch all of the marketing, and start the showings. We're happy to walk you through this process, so if you want to talk with us, again, call us at the Colorado Dream House team or email us. All right, question number 2. Dear Colorado Dream House team, how does a buyer decide to make an offer on a particular house? What are the deciding factors? Great question. Here it is in a nutshell. When a buyer walks through your home for sale, they ask themselves 3 questions. And it really is only these 3 questions. It doesn't really boil down to any of the small, minute things that you think about. These three important things have to happen. When the buyer walks into your house, they ask, do I love the location? The second thing they ask is, do I love the layout and the finishes? And then the third thing they ask is, do I think it's appropriately priced for both 1 and 2? And if they do, we're in business. But they have to answer yes to all three of those questions. And if they answer yes to all three of those questions, you're getting an offer. But if they answer no to even one, like price or layout or finishes, you're not getting an offer. It really is that simple. It's those three important things. Okay? Last question. Dear Colorado Dream House team, we are ready to hire a realtor, but we don't know what we should be asking during the interview process, what's important, or what we should be looking for. Another great question. Listen, there's three things that are going to sell your home for the highest price in the shortest amount of time. The first is price. Did you price the home right in the first 30 days? That's going to be your best chance to sell the home. After all, as soon as it hits the MLS, everyone likes to go look at a new listing, right? So price it right in the first 30 days. If you price it too high, house is going to sit, it's going to become stale, may even become stigmatized, and people might ask themselves, why hasn't it sold, right? They may think that you are desperate to sell if it's been on the market too long. Price it too low, and you risk leaving some money on the table. So what is the sweet spot? That's where you're going to rely on your realtor to give you some really good data. Number 2, does the house have what we call the wow factor? When people walk in, do they say, wow, I get all of this for X? Your house has got to show great. Sometimes we used to say it's got to be the prettiest girl at the dance. It's got to look great, okay? And number 3, did you hire a real estate agent or team with exceptional marketing? Because at the end of the day, the real estate agent, the only thing they control in the 3 things I just talked about is the marketing. You as the seller control the price. You control how the house shows. The only thing we control is the marketing. And our job is to bring as many people to the table as quickly as possible to get maybe a bidding war or multiple offers. That's our job. And you only do that with great marketing. So when you're interviewing the realtors, pick the one with the best marketing. Of course, you're going to take into consideration their track record, their reputation, how many homes have they sold in your area, how long have they been in the business, and how successful are they. But pick the realtor with the best marketing and some of those other questions that we just answered. So that's today's Facebook Live and Ask the Colorado Dream House team. Next, on Tuesday at 4 o'clock, we'll be back again, and we'll have 3 more questions from all of you, and we'll try to answer them and help you along. Again, if you at any time have a question, you can always call us at the phone number above, or you can email us at team@coloradodreamhouse.com, and you can also leave something here on Facebook. Also, be looking for a special announcement from the Colorado Dream House team coming up next week. Thanks again, everybody. Have a great weekend.